Chapter 1. Obi. Katie called to her twin brother, Obidya. Come here. Look. She was standing by the living room window, her face pressed against the glass. Come see what I see. I know, Obi said. He looked up from where he was making paper chains for the Christmas tree. It's snowing. No, Katie said. I mean, yes. But there's something else, too. Come here and look. Okay. Obi said. He stood up. He stepped carefully over his paper chains and the strings of tree lights that Daddy had left crisscrossed on the rug. What? He said when he got to the window. That? Katie said. The snow was drifting down across the street lights. It was lying thick on the sidewalks and grass. In the snow, she said, pointing. Footprints. I don't see any, Obi said. There? Katie said. She put both hands on Obi's head. She turned him so he was looking where she was looking. They looked down the driveway and across the street to their friend Emil's house. Emil lived there with his grandma. Oh, Obi said. I see them. Who would be out in the snow and the dark, she said. Who walked across our lawn and over to Emil's house? Obi shrugged. Emil, maybe. Or his grandma. The footprints are too big for Emil. And his grandma wouldn't go out in the snow, Katie said. I think it's a mystery guy and we should go figure it out. Obi shook his head. Probably just Sam or Matt. I saw them go out before. Not, Katie said. Probably somebody spying on us or on Emil. Let's get our coats on. She went to the front hall closet. She was singing, It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. It is Christmas, Obi said. Almost. I know, Katie said. But with the snow, now it looks like Christmas. And I can smell Mom's cookies. She's been baking all day. And Daddy put up the wreath before he went to the store before. And know what else? Matt and Sam haven't had a fight in a week, and even baby child hasn't been yelling so much. She had her coat and boots on, and she turned around. No, Obi. He was sitting on the floor again, bent over the paper chain. Come on. Katie said. Obi shook his head. Can't, he said. I told Daddy I was going to make the longest chain ever. It's going to be 100, maybe 1,000 feet long. I'll help you, Katie said. After we figure out the mystery. He said. Katie frowned at him, her fists on her hips. They always did everything together. And they'd been playing Spies all week. With Christmas coming, it was a really good time to spy. Especially since she had an idea about those footprints. How come, she said. Obi didn't look up from his chain. It's dark, kind of, he said. Oh, Katie said. She knew Obi was a little scared of the dark. He sometimes thought there were monsters. Nobody else knew but her, and she'd never tell. Anyway, he said, looking at his watch, Mom and Daddy will be mad if you're out in the dark. It's 5 o'clock. In summer, 5 o'clock is daytime, Katie said. It's not summer, Obi said. I know. Katie said. She made a little face. Okay, she said. I'll go by myself. I'll be back in a minute. I'll tell you what I see. She went outside and down the steps, walking carefully so she wouldn't slip in the new snow. It was so quiet out, it seemed like she could even hear the snow falling. She went across the path to the driveway. She stopped and studied the footprints. Big ones. Probably a mystery guy, maybe one who was bringing Christmas presents. Maybe that trampoline she and. From the driveway to the path in the front. Then to the tree. The footsteps went around. And around the tree. Why had somebody walked all around their tree? She wished it had been somebody going to the garage to hide presents, like a trampoline. Mom and Daddy had said no going in the garage until after Christmas, so she was pretty sure that's where they would hide it. Unless Santa was bringing it. Or unless she wasn't getting it. She looked up at the tree. There were zillions of tiny white lights all over it. She had helped Daddy put them up last Saturday, after they had had their breakfast out together. Maybe somebody was planning to steal their lights. Katie frowned. She'd get whoever tried to steal their lights. The tree was beautiful, with the lights sparkling and the snow falling gently, Obi wanted. She crouched down, wishing she had that magnifying glass she and Obi had had last summer. But they'd lost it. It was so silent that maybe she could even hear whoever made the footprints. She bent closer to the ground. No. No snowfall sound. No foot sounds. She got up and followed the footprints. She stood up just as car lights came sweeping around the curve, heading down the street. Daddy's car. She could always tell the sound of Daddy's car, the little click-click sound it made. He had gone to the hardware store for fuses for the tree lights and was back already. She ducked behind the tree, waiting until he pulled into the driveway. When he got out of the car, she'd jump out and yell, "Surprise!" The mystery guy's footprints would have to wait. She crouched there, waiting. She wasn't afraid in the dark like this, not like Obi. She wasn't afraid of anything. Well, maybe of just one thing. One thing about Christmas worried her. It worried her a lot, especially at night, just before she went to sleep. But it wasn't anything she could talk about. Thinking about it made a lump come up in her throat, and she swallowed hard. She started to hum. Humming always made the scary feelings go away. She pushed her hands down into her pockets. She hummed Jingle Bells, her favorite. She hummed really, really loudly.